So, what does this mean exactly? Well, I think the best way of describing it is to tell you a little bit about my story and the story of my coworkers at the Barbara J. Berger iZone. So, this is me, quite literally walking into my freshman dorm on move-in day at the University of Rochester in the year 2014. I saw myself very differently back then, both as a person and as a student. If you had asked me to describe myself in 3 words, I probably would have said I was a volleyball player, a scientist, and very tall. Fast forward 3 years, and I'm going into my senior year at the U of R. Still convinced that I'm going to pursue a career in academic research, get my PhD, and stay in the lab. I thought this is my place that I'm going to make a difference. And I very well could have. But when I decided I wanted to be a scientist, I thought, I want to solve problems, so clearly that's what I should be doing. And maybe it was because of the social influence that I had, or my parents kind of urging me towards some biology when I was younger, but I saw myself as being on that one track. If I wanted to be a problem solver, I had to be a scientist. But to many of you in this room, I probably am just a problem solver, right? Now, if you had told me that my desire to make a difference in this world automatically qualified me to be a changemaker, I would have thought you were crazy, first of all. But the more I think about it, students tend to get stuck in the way that they think they should be doing things. They're not pursuing the things that they're passionate about because those seem scary. You know you can get a job, or you know you're going to go on to grad school, so you stick to that. You stick to the certainty. As educators, it is your job to kind of take students out of those boxes that they've been living in their entire lives and move forward into a world where they can make a big difference. So at the Barbara J. Berger iZone, we like to use design thinking, which is a human-centered problem-solving methodology that involves an iterative cycle of empathizing, reframing, ideating, prototyping, and testing. An often forgotten portion of this is the reframing step. And I think it's vitally important in how you all recruit your students to your programs. It's so important to think about how students view themselves and how you view yourself and come to that middle ground. As a student, I can say for certainty that it makes a huge difference. Thanks to Julia Maddox, sitting in the front row, I was shown that I had the capability of making a greater impact on my community and on this world than I had ever thought possible. I went from learning about to adopting to teaching change-making and design thinking techniques, all in the matter of 1 year. And I can't look back from that, and I am so grateful. Along with my iZone team, I hope to do the same for students that we interact with. And I'm not alone. This is Anush, also in the front row. And as I had her reflect on her time as a freshman at the U of R, she remembers being dead set on studying economics. Just like me, she had that major in mind coming into school and was going to stick with it. But through her time at iZone, she realized that she had the ability to have a greater impact on her campus. And she even realized a gap that not many had recognized before. Partially in thanks to Julia, she realized that there was a lack of on-demand childcare for faculty and staff at the university. You get pulled into a meeting last minute and you're saying, what am I going to do with my kid who's sitting right next to me? So Anush decided to get out of her lane and change it up a little bit. She decided to put together a platform in which students could sign up to be on-demand babysitters for parents in need of last-minute childcare. Another example of somebody reframing the way that they saw themselves was our teammate, Shannon. She felt that through her time at iZone, she was given the permission to stop thinking about what people were thinking or doing, to fail forward, to make things happen, and to take ownership of the things that she was passionate about in a way that she had never thought possible. Shannon came into U of R a quiet, contemplative rule follower, and now she's in charge of our marketing team and is holding weekly meetings and organizing all of our marketing efforts, putting her face forward as almost the face of iZone at times. She also participated in our 3-week business bootcamp program where she co-facilitated a design thinking workshop to visiting high school students over the summer. So I know that there's no exact rule book for how to recruit students to your programs. However, I do urge you to consider a few concepts in doing so. First, be purposefully inclusive. This means making it your mission to be interdisciplinary and to welcome diversity. At iZone, we do just that. Our team consists of people from diverse backgrounds, diverse disciplines, and diverse personality types. And that last point is something that I don't think is addressed enough. Changemaking is a very extroverted activity. It's people getting out into the field and interacting with people that they have never met before. But if we ignore introverts and people who are more reserved in all of our programming, we're ignoring a huge population of students that could be very well amazing change makers and make such a huge impact on our world. Second, ask students about their personal goals. At iZone, we realize that we are more successful when we align our goals with that of our students. They are more engaged and more committed to seeing us succeed and end up coming closer to being change makers themselves. We also like to engage with students in a passive way so that they can engage with us at their own pace. And we also like to democratize our programming by allowing students to vote on what events and workshops they would like to see us hold. Third, work with established curriculum. Encourage your faculty members to incorporate design thinking or change-making techniques into their already established courses. At iZone, we have come into 10 different classrooms to present design thinking workshops to students who may not have engaged with us otherwise. This is a big thing because if you're coming to students, they may be more willing to come back to you. Finally, engage with pre-formed student clubs and organizations. We think that this is an extremely low-hanging fruit, awesome opportunity to engage with people who are already passionate about something and who are already doing something on campus. They're taking the initiative, it's there. We just need to help them along with it. So last year, we engaged with our Engineers Without Borders Club. And we helped them by hosting a design thinking workshop in which they thought about their design challenge from a different perspective from that of their end user. And then they were able to go on to an amazing trip in the Dominican Republic and build a system to alleviate the freshwater issues that they had in the region. I went from being certain that I was going to be a neuroscience PhD student this year. I was applying for PhD programs that I would have been in this year. And I went from that to wanting to impact the life science industry on a much broader scale. And I wouldn't have been able to do that had it not been for mentors and educators like you in this room who took the time to show me that my strengths and my abilities could be used in a different setting and in a larger way. So stories like Anusha's, Shannon's, and mine are just waiting to happen. So I encourage you to reframe your perspective on your students and put them ahead of the curriculum in recruiting the next generation of change makers. Thank you.